Experience heartbreak and sorrow as we delve into the devastating tragedy that unfolds in EastEnders. Suki left devastated by Eve's death tragedy. Eve Unwin is set to open up to former lover Suki Panesar about her sister's death in upcoming EastEnders scenes, following Caroline's sudden appearance in her life. Suki and Eve have struggled in recent months following their breakup, with Eve doing everything she can to try and move on. Part of this involved agreeing to a date with Amanda, who turned out to be Caroline. While Suki wished her all the best for the future, it was clear that the idea of Eve dating other women was tearing her apart. However, it soon became clear to Eve that Caroline wasn't there for a date after all, as she revealed her true identity as the woman who killed Eve's sister. Having learnt the truth about the accident that killed her sister, Eve goes off the rails, drinking and sleeping rough. The morning after a heavy night, Suki is shocked to find her asleep on a bench in the square. As the two lost souls share a heart-to-heart, Eve explains what she has learned from Caroline, telling Suki all about her sister's death. Following the chat, they head to the police station together, with Eve desperate to share the new information she has learnt about the case. However, she is infuriated when she is told that Caroline has served her time and therefore the case is closed. Devastated, Eve heads off to get drunk, leaving Suki concerned for her well-being. Determined to find her before things get out of hand, Suki enlists the help of Stacy Slater, updating her on the situation surrounding Eve's sister. Stacy is left panicked when Felix Baker reveals that Eve has gone to see Kaz. Will Suki and Stacy be able to track her down before Eve does something she regrets? In the square, a simmering Eve confronts Kaz. Suki and Stacy intervene just in time to stop anything bad happening, and Stacy takes Kaz back to hers to let her calm down. When Suki turns up with Eve, Kaz is spooked. Left alone with a manipulative Theo Hawthorne, her cage is rattled when Theo suggests she go to the police over Eve's actions. Theo has long been full of jealousy over Stacy's close friendship with Eve, and he's desperate to get her out of the picture. Will Kaz take the bait and land ex-con Eve in big trouble? Anna Knight has been in a huge dilemma ever since of getting hold of her missing mum's phone number. Freddie Slater gently encourages her to open up to her family and let them know what's going on. Confessing to Dad George Knight and his girlfriend Elaine Peacock, she's hurt when George snaps at her. He tells her that he's had her mum's number for years, but despite his attempts to contact her, there's been radio silence. It's clear she doesn't want to be found. Elaine is concerned for an upset Anna and tells George that it's natural for her to want to speak to her mum. Seeing the sense in Elaine's words, George tells Anna he gives her his blessing to make the call. Nervously dialing the number, Anna leaves a message telling her mum that she's living in Walford and she misses her every day. As the hours go by, it's clear that Rose Knight, aka Cindy Beale, is not going to reply to her daughter. A devastated Anna sends her mum a scathing text and then opens up to Bobby Beale about her heartbreak. In France, the text to Cindy from Anna is seen by Cindy's son Peter Beale. Confused about the message from Cindy's daughter, he confronts Dad Ian Beale. Realizing the game is up, Ian is forced to confess that Peter has two half-sisters, Anna and Gina. He grabs Cindy's phone and deletes the text, pleading with Peter to keep Anna's contact secret from his mum. Not willing to forget the bombshell news so easily, Peter books himself on the first Eurostar he can get on. He arrives in Albert Square just as Gina Knight and Anna are preparing to close up the Vic for the night. Will he introduce himself? Alfie Moon is being evasive about the MRI scan that he's been booked in for, not wanting to deal with the fact he could be facing something terrifying. Phil Mitchell realizes that Alfie's trying to skirt around the subject and he takes him for a kickabout with the boys to try and get him to open up. Still stubbornly refusing to talk about it, Alfie is given pause for thought when Phil reminds him he needs to take his health seriously for his kids' sake. In an attempt to talk sense into Alfie, Phil reveals that he's booked himself in for a prostate exam, as his dad Eric Mitchell died from prostate cancer. Will Alfie be persuaded to go for his scan after all? Also, Patrick Truman and Yolande Truman are loved up, but it's clear that Yolande is hiding something, as she keeps ignoring a call. The couple are stunned when Yolande's ex Anton bursts into the cafe and gets in a fight with Patrick.